Today, I'm going to share the best KO2 tip ever, in my opinion, of course. Right after I shout out today's patron, and that shout out goes to Derek Taylor. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. As you can see, we are once again back at the KO2. I hope you're not sick of this thing yet, because I have a very happy announcement to make. It finally clicked with me. I finally am getting along with this thing. I'm still learning the ins and outs. I really haven't, checked out like the effects or anything like that, or really dialing in the sends, and there's still a lot I have to learn. But the basics, the song structure, using song mode, patterns, scenes, it all finally clicked. I figured it out. And it's all thanks to one tip that I got in a comment from one of you. The tip comes from a comment left on my last KO2 video, the one about using song mode and trying to make a full song. The comment was left by Space Squirrel 42, and they said, "Have also ran into a lot of these frustrations. Main thing for me was keeping in mind you're always editing whatever scene you currently have loaded." And boom, just like that, it all clicked. And I started to understand how this workflow works. You see, originally, I thought that you only affected a scene, which you switch through by holding main when you're in a project and keying it in, or using the plus and minus if you have multiple scenes already. But I thought you only affected those scenes by actually holding shift and committing to the scene. But no, whatever scene you are in, whenever you switch a pattern to edit in one of your 4 groups, anything like that, it affects the currently loaded scene. Now all of a sudden, I'm starting to figure this thing out. Let's get some sounds and make something yet again. I feel like we've done this so many times in the past week on the channel, but I've been intrigued by this thing. I want to like it. I love how open-ended the sequencer is. It gives you so many options for pattern length and just being creative with your songwriting. I feel like I always start with a kick drum and a snare drum and then some sort of hat over here. That's okay. We really only need 3 samples to start. We'll just do something like that. Okay, we're going to bring the tempo down to 85. Here we go. Okay, let's get a bass sound. We'll go B. We'll go right here. Yeah, that's cool. 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Yeah. So now we're editing scene 1 right now. Scene 1 comprises of pattern A, or pattern 1 on group A, pattern 1 on group B. If I went down here to C and went to pattern 99 and then dropped in some sort of sound here, we'll record a 4-measure melody. Now, this is scene 1, which again is A1, B1, and C99. That is scene 1. That's what we're editing. So holding main and checking out what scene you're on becomes way more important to the workflow than I initially thought. Commit helps you make variations, so it would copy this scene and it would also copy every single pattern here. But I don't necessarily need to do that for my song, because I can just go to a new blank scene and then dial in my patterns that way. Also, if I go to a new scene, it's already got new patterns loaded in for me, but I can still go back and use those old ones. And let's go C98. Okay, we'll make a weird little bridge thing. 2, 3, 2 measures. Okay, just like that, that is now scene 2. We edited it, that's scene 2. Back to scene 1. Well, it started on measure 2 because you have to hold shift, but now we got our melody from scene 1. And if we change up the drums, that'll happen too. So if we go to scene 2, A1, no, we want A2 because we're going to make something new. Okay, let's go. Yeah, 2 measures is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, we could go to B2 here and come up with a new bass line. Keys, there we go. Yeah, see, now we're back to scene 1. I still don't understand like the jumping around the measures, but that doesn't matter once we go into song mode, which is main and enter. And then we've got song section 1 here. We can then tell it we want scene 1. And then if we go shift and A, we get song section 2. We can tell it we want scene 2 there. Let's do another song section. And then on song section 3, we'll go back to scene 1. And we'll listen to this really quick from the first section. Here comes scene 2 and song section 2. And there's section 3, which is scene 1 again. Now, if we wanted to make a variation on section 3, which is, again, scene 1, we can go to scene 1 here, which we're on, and we can commit it. Right? Now this becomes scene 3 because we didn't yet have a scene 3, and that's why it gives you all new patterns. So now we're on A3, B3, C1, and D3, right? So that's why commit works like that. I just needed that piece of information, that incredible tip from Space Squirrel 42 that it's not about what pattern you're on. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but what really matters is you're editing whatever scene you're currently on. That makes this workflow just click for me, and I kind of love it. This is pretty fantastic now. I get why so many people are into this. So now we can make some variations to our drum pattern here. Now we've got a variation in the drums there. We could go in and add a new melodic element. We'll just put it right here. Now, I still just did make a mistake. I deleted a main melodic element. In fact, the main melodic element, but that's because I'm still getting used to going between sound mode and main mode. That's something else I'm going to have to work on. That's still kind of frustrating. Now this is all I've got for my melody. However, if we go back to song mode, we can see my melody is still there. So what's going on? Well, we're on scene 1, so let's actually go to scene 1 here. And we can see we didn't actually mess anything up there. We're still on C99 for our pattern. So using that, we can come in here and in main, we can actually copy that pattern. Now we'll go C01. And we want to make sure we're on scene 3 here. And now we can paste that pattern. Now we're right back to where we were. I think my confusion comes from the fact that I accidentally used the same sound for the bass that I wanted to use for a melody. So if we go into keys mode here, now I'll just play some 16th notes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We can see that's C1. As you can see, just keeping that one tip in mind, I was able to recover pretty easily. We can go into song mode, and on song section 3, of course, we went back to scene 1, but Shift and A gives us a new section, and we can set that scene to scene 3. Let's go back into main, and let's make an outro really quick here. So for that, I want a brand new scene, and if you look, when I hold down main, we're on scene 3. I can't actually plus to a new scene, but I can hit 04 and dial in a new scene. So you can kind of force it to take you to a new scene without having to commit anything and duplicate all your patterns. So that's pretty cool. Now we're on drum pattern A4, which is completely empty. So let's just do some kind of drum fill here. We'll go, yeah, 4 bars is fine. Okay, I just went for 1, but that's okay. We'll go B4. Yeah, we're clear there. And we'll play something in here. Sure. Do I want to play anything here? Yeah, might as well. 4 bars is fine again. Well, helps if you start from the beginning. I'm still getting used to that. We'll clear this pattern. Hold shift. There we go. Okay, and that's scene 4. So then we go main, enter for song mode, new song section, section 5, and that's going to be scene 4. All right, so we're going back to the start of the song, L1, song section 1. We're going to hit play, and I'm fairly confident that I've got the song order right. I'm confident that the workflow of this thing is starting to click with me. I'm starting to understand it. And it's all thanks to that lovely comment and tip from Space Squirrel 42. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Figuring it out, learning it, liking it. This is pretty cool. The workflow is definitely sort of convoluted, hard to get your mind around, but it gets a whole heck of a lot easier if you just remember you're always editing whatever scene you're currently on. That's a god tier level tip. So thank you so much to Space Squirrel 42 for giving me this key, vital piece of information that sort of got this workflow to start clicking. I really appreciate it. Hopefully some of you out there will find this tip helpful. Hopefully you don't mind more KO2 content coming. And most importantly, hopefully you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to go ahead and leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.